Abandon en torre di abandon, tondre tu shan otandre, c'est ton intérieur, son senti, jucarase, dire ton, dire ton, dire ton. Dire, dire, dire ton, dire, dire, dire ton. Du nazis exaucé. Dire, dire ton, dire ton, dire ton. Dire, dire, dire ton, dire, dire, dire ton. Dire, dire ton, dire ton, dire ton. Dire, dire ton, dire ton, dire, dire ton, dire, dire, dire ton. Abandon en torre di abandon, tondre tu shan otandre, c'est ton intérieur qui censé s'écraser. Dire, dire ton, dire ton, dire ton. Dire, dire ton, dire ton, dire ton. Dire, dire, dire ton, dire, dire, dire ton. Dire, dire ton, dire ton, dire ton. Dire, dire ton, dire ton, dire, dire ton, dire, dire, dire ton. Dire, dire ton, dire, dire ton. Good job.
That was such a wonderful way to start our worship service. Thank you. Good morning and welcome to our Sunday morning worship service. I am Ginger Yoder and I'm going to be your celebrant this morning. I have been a part of this church since birth. I'm a child of this church and grew up here through the youth group and all the RE programs. And I have been lucky to serve this church as the family minister director of family ministries, and actually many different titles we've gone through, and I've gone through many different names. So we just keep evolving here. I'd like to extend a special welcome to all those who are joining us for the first time. We're so very glad that you're here. If you've come in person, you should have received a welcome packet with an information card in it. If you fill that out and drop it in the offering basket, we will be in touch to support you in finding your way into our community. If you're joining us online, there's a link on our website to an electronic version of that same card. Our welcoming committee members have yellow name tags and can answer any questions or point you towards additional information. Is there anyone here with, oh, there's a few, thank you. Whether you are new or not, please consider staying for coffee hour and conversation after the service, either downstairs or in our fellowship hall in our Zoom room. Let's say our words of welcome together. Whether this is your first or your 1000th Sunday with us, and whether you strolled, rolled, zoomed, ran, or danced in, where may you join us. We are one people of many beliefs, identities, origins, sexualities, and genders. All are welcome here. Now we'll take a moment to say hello across the technical divide. First, we're going to show the people on Zoom. If you're at home, please turn on your cameras and wave. Now, people who are attending the service in person in our building, it's your turn to wave. We do have two announcements. First, directly after this service, we're holding our annual Mother's Day plant sale. And I saw a whole bunch of tomato plants being unloaded from the Hamilton's car, so you can look forward to that. And I think they were setting up just directly behind the new addition. So it's in the shade and everything will be great. So go out and look at some plants to bring home today. And the other is that this coming Friday is our annual service auction. Now, this is where we all get together and have a big party, and it's a fundraiser for the church. People donate services and items, and we get to bid on them in a silent or a live auction. There's also food and drinks for free, and even if you don't want to spend any money, come and hang out and have fun with us. We preface this service by acknowledging our church was built on the ancestral homelands of the Nimipu, called the Nez Perce by the French-speaking traders, the Palouse, and the Shishums, called the Coeur d'Alene. Let us pause and remember that we live on ground that is sacred, ground that was stolen, ground that cries out for justice and responsible stewardship. May our remembering help us to find the courage to do our part to restore wholeness to the earth and all her peoples. We're hoping that folks joining us via Zoom have a chalice or a candle to light and something to light it with. Let's light our chalices together. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek and seek to share. Thank you. Please be seated. Today we are also lighting a special candle of remembrance. Pat Peak died on Friday at 5:30. Pat has been part of our community since 1987. She was a teacher and an author of 3 books, and she will be dearly missed. I would also like to remind you that the service celebration of the life of Marty Gottschalk, another beloved longtime member who died last summer, is scheduled for next Saturday, May 18th at 2 p.m. Marty was a volcanologist. Volcanologist. I practiced that word. I don't know how to say it. Volcanologist. Why isn't it not volcanologist? Because of words. Okay.
Do you really want to have a discussion about Latin
No,
right
no,
now?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
So the 18th, May 18th, is actually the day that Mount St. Helens erupted, and so it's particularly appropriate.
Hold on just a sec.
Yeah.
Because I have a third candle to light. Many of you know Karen Barron. Today is her birthday, but she's celebrating it in the hospital. She's not doing well at all. She's in Pullman Hospital, so let's please hold her in our thoughts. Is she on Zoom? Karen, are you on Zoom? Let's sing happy birthday.
Oh.
Can we spotlight Karen? We love you, Karen. Okay, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Life, however fragile, is a gift. And we, in this community of memory, caring, and hope, celebrate this gift today and all days. Amen. And blessed be. Good morning, everyone. Okay, you want me on the pulpit mic or the Madonna mic? Pulpit. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm the Reverend Dr. Elizabeth Stevens, and I'm lucky enough to serve this congregation as its minister. Today is our annual flower ceremony, a unique Unitarian Universalist ritual created by the Reverend Norbert Čapek in Prague, Czechoslovakia. Today's service is intergenerational, which means the young people won't be leaving to go to their RE spaces. We have the pleasure of their company for the whole time. Of course, it's also Mother's Day today. Mother's Day was founded by Unitarian Julia Ward Howe with the intent of promoting peace on earth. Mother's Day is a tender and complex time for every person who joyfully brings their mother to brunch or to church. There's someone who's grieving the loss of their mother, someone whose mother didn't keep them safe or give them the love they needed, and someone who never knew their biological mother. For every person who's proudly celebrating being a mother, there's someone who struggles with infertility, someone who gave up a child to adoption, or someone who chose to have an abortion. I want to acknowledge the complexity and affirm both that people are messy and relationships are messy, and then lift up the truth that mothers are no exception. All feelings are welcome here. Collectively, though, we can celebrate the beauty of our blessed Mother Earth. We can celebrate the coming of spring, and we can return to the roots of the holiday, this year of all years, and offer up our prayers for peace. We'll also lift up the unique gifts and beauty that each person brings to our community. We'll reflect on the good things we find in ourselves and in one another. With great joy, we will bear witness to the growth that unfolds naturally and effortlessly when we choose to sink our roots into the rich soil of unconditional love. Now, I like to lead the flower ceremony in two parts. To begin with, did everyone bring a flower? Okay. If you already put it in the vases, that's great. If you did not bring a flower, we have extras. And if you want to hold one, you can, or you can just use your imagination. We're going to take just a moment to meditate on our flower, just briefly. So just take a minute to look at it. Look at your flower. Is it a tight bud, or is it in full bloom? Give it a sniff. Is the scent heavy and sweet? Maybe crisp and leafy? Touch it. Gently, gently. Is it soft? Does it have little hairs on it? A lot of plants do. Does it have thorns or prickly parts? Now here's the question. Are there ways that this flower reminds you of you? These are the words of my colleague and friend, the Reverend Thomas Rhodes. We come in a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes. Some of us grow in bunches, and some of us grow alone. Some of us are cupped inward, and some of us spread ourselves out wide. Some of us are old and dried and tougher than we appear. Some of us are still in bud. Some of us grow low to the ground, and some of us stretch up toward the sun. Some of us feel like weeds sometimes. Some of us carry seeds sometimes. Some of us are prickly sometime, and some of us smell nice, but some of us, not so much. But all of us are beautiful. What a bouquet of people we are. And now I invite you to bring your flower forward and place it in one of our vases.
Every person is beautiful, every person unique. Let your flower be a symbol of the gifts you embody, a symbol of you. It's time for our hymn, Morning Has Come. The words will be on the screen, and I invite you to stand as you are willing and able. And it's number 1000 in the teal hymnal.
Thank you. Please be seated. Now, as I mentioned, the flower ceremony is a ritual created by the Reverend Norbert Čapek, a minister in Prague, Czechoslovakia, in the first part of the 20th century. Reverend Čapek was born in a small village in what was then Bohemia. His family was Catholic, but he became disillusioned and left the Catholic Church when he was 18. He decided to be a Baptist evangelist and traveled all over Europe, but over time his politics and his theology became more and more radical until he had to flee his homeland and come to the safety of the United States because he'd gotten in so much trouble with the authorities.
It was in this country that Reverend Čapek discovered Unitarianism, and when Czechoslovakia became independent from Germany in World War I, Reverend Čapek and his wife, Maya, returned to Prague and founded a church there. The people were mostly refugees, both ethnic and religious minorities, and they knew they were vulnerable to persecution. As if that wasn't enough, the only building they could afford was boring and gray and made almost entirely out of concrete.
Reverend Čapek wanted to create a way to bring joy and lightness into this cold and ugly building. And so one spring Sunday, he invited everyone to bring a flower, just one flower from their garden or from the forest or even from the side of the road. He told them that the flowers represented them, beautiful and unique, every one with gifts to offer the world. And he showed them how all the flowers taken together turned that bare, gray room into a beautiful and colorful and nurturing place. He called this ritual the flower ceremony, and he led it with his congregation every year.
And this is where the story gets sad. During World War II, the Nazis invaded Czechoslovakia. In 1939, Maya Čapek came into the United States to raise funds to help war refugees. She brought the flower ceremony with her to the Unitarian Church in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and soon the tradition spread to the congregations across the whole country. Meanwhile, Norbert Čapek stayed behind in Czechoslovakia to help his people. The Nazis found his message dangerous and arrested him for treason in 1941. He was sent to Dresden prison and then to the concentration camp at Dachau. Chapek kept his spirit strong by sharing his poetry, music, and the flower ceremony with other inmates. But the Nazis put him to death a year later.
We celebrate the flower ceremony each year in memory of Reverend Chapek, but also because we love the way it brings Earth's colorful beauty into our midst. These bouquets are so beautiful. And what about the Northern Lights? Right? Who got out to see them? Good. They were amazing, weren't they? All those colors dancing across the sky. Yet another reminder to us that the universe, the creation, avoids black and white like the plague. It instead offers a full spectrum of colors, of identities, of races and nationalities, an infinite diversity of stories. No two flowers are the same. No two snowflakes are the same. No two leaves on a tree are exactly the same. And no two people are the same. Every one of us is so very precious.
The flower ceremony serves to remind us of the power of working together despite all the forces that conspire to divide us. We love to observe each other's faces as we choose a flower, especially the faces of children. Just as each flower is unique, so is each person's life unique and worthy. And together the flowers come together and form a bouquet that would not be as beautiful if even one flower were left out. We know that this is how it is with our community too. Each and every one of us is a part of our community's beauty and purpose. Each and every one of us is valued and respected.
In addition, the flower ceremony serves as a reminder that we can and we must work to shift our world toward greater peace, equity, sustainability, and justice. That we can and we must help liberate others. The ongoing conflict in the Middle East, in the Ukraine, and in the South China Sea, those conflicts might make us feel afraid sometimes, but this story reminds us of the ways our faith calls on us to respond. Like Maya Chapek, we can work to help people who are suffering because of the war. Like Norbert Chapek, we can continue to take care of one another. And wherever we are, we can continue to practice hope and create beauty in the world. So be it, and so may it be.
Now let's take a moment to engage in the practice of generosity together. For those of you able to make a financial contribution, logistics are on your screen. We typically give away all of the cash from our Sunday offering to local charities whose missions align with our values, a program called the Month of Sundays. This month, the recipient is the Weekend Food for Kids, a program established as a partnership between this congregation, St. Mark's Episcopal Church down the street. Every summer, the school district provides a free lunch to any families who need it. The program only runs from Monday through Friday, though. And our program, Weekend Food for Kids, provides bags of food for hungry kiddos to get hungry kiddos through the weekend. We typically distribute 150 bags of food every Friday, from the time the school lets out to the time that school starts up again in the fall. To donate, please indicate Month of Sundays on your check or from the online drop-down menu. In the spirit of love and for the continuing work of this church, we now take some time to practice generosity together.
You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or ask the grinning bobcat why he grins? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth. Come roll in all the riches all around you, and for once never wonder what they're worth. The rainstorm and the river are my brothers. The heron and the otter are my friends. And we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or let the eagle tell you where he's been? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? How high does the sycamore grow? If you cut it down, then you'll never know. And you'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or whether we are white or copper skinned. We need to sing with all the voices of the mountain. Need to paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind.
Thank you, Gail. And thanks to Susan and Gary, too, for our prelude, our call to worship. We're going to take a moment now to center down. Maybe close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. Do whatever you need to do to feel quiet in your body. Sometimes I need to shake and wiggle a little bit so that I can settle down and feel quiet. Ginger's going to ring the chime for us. And what we'll do is we'll put our arms up as we listen and then bring them down slowly, slowly, slowly as the sound fades. As we move through our lives, we have lots of experiences that plant seeds in us. Maybe we see something beautiful and it plants an idea seed that will grow into a piece of art or a story. Maybe something scary happens and it plants an itchy feeling seed like a burr that could mean we need some comforting. But it could also grow into a decision to do something brave. Maybe one of our friends says something that makes us think, and that plants a seed of wondering. that helps us figure out who we are or what we believe. Maybe we have to do something really hard, and that plants the seed of new skills or hobbies. Or sometimes it just plants seeds of frustration. No feelings are off limits. What I'd invite you to wonder about in this moment is, might there be a seed, an idea, a feeling, an experience, or a wondering that is sprouting in you? Or maybe it's grown for a while and it's ready to bloom, ready to be shared with the world. In the silence, let's check our hearts and our spirits for seeds, for sprouts, for blooms. Amen, and blessed be. Please stay seated as we sing Spirit of Life together. So, did you find seeds or little plants in you during that meditation? Maybe? Okay, Laura has one. We're good. We're good. So, what we'd like to do next is to capture some of these developments. So we have 2 tables over here and one over here, and then we have one upstairs. And on those tables are flower cutouts. And what we'd invite you to do is write a few words, or draw a picture, or write a poem, and let that flower represent whatever is blooming or growing in you. Now, if it's not easy for you to get around, just raise your hand. We have some flowers that we can bring to you that you can fill out. And if you're joining us online, just type what's growing in you in the chat, type your answer in the chat, and we will write it on a flower for you so that everybody can be included. We're going to collect all the flowers, and then we're going to put them together in a collage downstairs during coffee hour. So I invite you, as you're ready, to rise and move to the tables, or if you'd like us to bring a flower to you, just raise your hand. so many good things blooming in all of us. Let's ring the chime again. May we be grateful for all the seeds that contribute to our process of growing and becoming. The ones we choose and plant deliberately, the ones that stick to our clothes and irritate our skin, the ones that blow in from who knows where and work their way deep into our being, the ones that change everything. May we trust in the human capacity to learn, to grow, to deepen, to bloom. May we remember that all things grow when they're planted in the fertile soil of community, watered by tears of joy and sadness, and warmed by the light of love. Amen, and blessed be. And now I'll invite the choir forward.
We are almost to the end of our service, and it's time for the second part of our flower communion. For those who are here in person, we're actually going to form 4 lines because we have 2 separate tables, so 2 lines at each table. And when you get to the front of the line, rather than taking a flower for yourself, you're going to choose a flower for the person opposite of you to give them as a gift. And then the next person will choose, and we'll go back and forth in this kind of dance. Because in this church, everyone gives and everyone receives, and everyone has the power to bless one another.
For those of you at home, please share in the chat some of the gifts you are grateful for. Maybe gifts that you bring or gifts that others bring to this community and share with you. Our community is an embodiment of healing love. Whoever you are, whatever your experience, we see you, we welcome you, we love you. And your unique personality, your unique being, helps make our community and this world more beautiful. Please rise and come forward to exchange flowers.
May this be a community where everyone is seen and held in the fullness of who they are. May the things that we do help one another be recognized. May the ways that we each bloom and grow be celebrated. In the warm embrace of our community, may we know that we are loved and that we are blessed and that we are never alone. Our closing hymn is De Colores. Please stand as you are willing and able.
Please be seated. Our closing reading is Flower Communion by Lynn Unger. What a gathering! The purple tongues of iris licking out at spines of lupin, the orange crepe skirts of poppies lifting over buttercup and daisy.
Who can be grim in the face of such abundance? There's nothing to compare, no need for beauty to compete.
The voluptuous rhododendron and the plain grass are equally filled with themselves, equally declare the miracles of color and form.
This is what community looks like. This vibrant jostle, stem by stem, declaring the marvelous, joining. This is the face of communion, the incarnation once more, gracefully resurrected from winter.
Hold these things together in your sight. Purple, crimson, magenta, blue. You will be feasting on this long after the flowers are gone. Let's rise and sing together a musical benediction, There is a Love. Go forth then, cherishing your own unique beauty, the blessing that you are in this world, greeting each other person with an awareness of their holiness. Know that you are blessed, but know too that each time you welcome someone with care and respect in your eyes and your heart, you offer a blessing. So go forth and bless the world. Go in peace. Come back next Sunday. What? Oh, we forgot to. In all of our imperfections, we extinguish this chalice that it might glow gently in our hearts. May it light our paths as we leave this place. May it guide our way until we are together again.